Hey, happy May. It's May 2nd, and you know what that means if you live in the Northeast. It's prime time woodland, ephemeral, forest, flower. You get the idea. It's the time of year you got a lot of flowers growing in the woods because you know, they don't really do that later on in the summer. You know, later on in the summer, you got to go to the wetlands, you got to go to the clearings. But for right now, you got lots of cool plants growing in the woods. It was sunny as hell, earlier today, and now it's kind of dark. So hopefully we can actually see what we're doing and get out of here. Oh, there's a deer up there. Oh, there she goes. Okay, sorry, miss. Hopefully you caught that. She just ran away from me. There are always deer in here, and you might think, oh, that's lovely, but where you get deer, you get deer ticks, and they don't hunt. I don't even think in this town. So you get a lot of deer, you get a lot of deer ticks, you get a forest with a lot of invasives in it, like this indeed is. You're gonna get a lot of ticks, you know what I mean? There's some good stuff in here too. Cut to the chase, much like this little nice member of the family, Rubiaceae. We have a nice little sedge coming up there too. No clue what that is. Probably just a, I don't know. Something's making a weird noise behind me. We can try and figure it out, but I probably won't. Some type of sedge there. Cyperaceae is the family. This, however, I know exactly what this is. Houstonia cearulea. 4 petals, little stigma sticking out there. Member of the coffee family. So what we should have, as many members in the greater order Gentinales do, opposite leaves, the little basal rosette. Milkweed's got that. Rubiaceae has that. The coffee family's got that. Apocynaceae, well, that's the milkweed family. Gentianaceae, the gentian family. Beautiful little flower. One that I probably haven't taught. I mean, I see it all the time, but it comes out early. That nice little calyx right there. Nice little tubular corolla. Beautiful colors, and I mean, these are just checkering the hillside. They weren't here the last time I walked through here, maybe 2 weeks ago, but I'm gonna grab a picture or two of that sedge, and we'll go take a look at a nice little rock wall to get around the corner here. You should have some Marsh Marigolds in bloom, so we'll go see what's going on. We'll make this a quick one. This is a lot of recap. Oh, I never even seen this guy over here. I must have walked this trail 1.5 million times, but never noticed the little Anemenoides quinquefolia patch over here. Maybe that's new. I've seen that on the other side where we're going, but never over here. All these little quinquefolias. It actually has 3 leaves, but there's 5 leaflets on each leaf. That's how you get the quinquefolias. These aren't open yet. I've already seen this guy in bloom this year. We didn't make it very far. Just I never noticed that. You got to come out to spots more than once. So there's a whole bunch of these Houstonia still in bloom. They like this little path through here. I don't have to get into it right now. What is this? Viburnum acerifolium coming out, or maybe a maple sapling. Who knows? They both have opposite leaves. You won't really know until the flowers come out. Though then again, maybe take a look there. We don't have to get into it. Doesn't matter. Probably Viburnum acerifolium is what you get going on over here. This is kind of right behind where I work, so I can pop over anytime I really want to. Beautiful Fagus grandifolia right there. Beautiful American beech tree. You can see very distinctive when in bud burst. See, I like having the phone for these quick videos because you can just kind of walk around with it, and the focus works a little bit better than my camera. But it just doesn't do macro shots. Of course, I could always employ something a bit more utilitarian. Another patch of Houstonia. All right, let me put this away because it's starting to piss. So let's get over to where we were going to go talk about that real quick, and then get out of here. Jeez, big weird bird over there just scared the crap out of me. It's kind of creepy out right now, but got a little Vaccinium angustifolium, a little low bush. I never fucking get it right. Blueberry here. Ooh, a fly. Do you pollinate? You probably don't. Probably bumblebees that get in here and pollinate that. Because you got to remember, inside each one of these little urn-shaped flowers, ursulate corollas, you've got, I think, 5 or 10. I'll have to double check. Porous anthers there. meaning that they don't just dump their pollen out willy-nilly. And you can see the stigma there, obviously, is that green thing in the middle. They don't just dump their pollen out willy-nilly. You got to get in there and you got to root around for it. You got to shake it out like a salt shaker. They're being greedy with it, you know, their pollen. It's a good strategy. Many members of Ericaceae do that. And these are just the little guys. You get Vaccinium corymbosum everywhere around here too. Maybe not this specific spot, but this region, which, you know, grows a pretty large, damn near arborescent shrub. But again, nothing terribly new or terribly interesting. Okay, this is where I wanted to come over to. This little fern right here is one that's going to make an appearance in another video. That's probably, I mean, it's got to come up before this, I think. This is Asplenium, and I'm getting really into this genus. You want to look up a cool fern, look up Asplenium rhizophyllum, the walking fern. That's real wild. And in fact, we're just coming up. This is just like the little side of a cliff here, but there's some good stuff right here. So Asplenium trichomanes is this one. Trichomanes, that's the species epithet, but it's also the genus of a somewhat unrelated fern that I'm hoping to go check out, you know, this year, which is one of our only native filmy fern. More on that when I actually do some research on it. But just know, really weird taxa, really bizarre fern what it does. But we're going to talk about this one. So Asplenium trichomanes, they all, as far as I know, like the rocks. Asplenium rhizophyllum is one you should really look into. Walking fern has a bizarre habit to it. And any soaring on any of these? Yeah, there we go. I showed this in the other video too. But Asplenium has super distinctive rows of sori. Remember, those aren't the spores. Those are clusters of spore-producing organs. It always bothers me when people are like, oh, those are the spores. They're not. They make the spores in there. The spores are tiny. You can't really see individual spores. The common name, Maidenhair Spleenwort, comes from just the fact that those leaflets really do look like something like an adiantium, like a maidenhair fern, which is also a beautiful fern, just has a different growth habit. I'll put a picture up. I've seen those two kind of close to where you see these grow, at least out in Western Mass. There's two subspecies of this. One likes acidic rock, like what I believe this all is, and then one likes basic rock. It's the same species, just a different subspecies. This fern, though infrequently encountered, you know, across its range, actually has an extremely broad distribution. You get this subspecies in Europe, subspecies across North America. We get the two alone in New England. You know, there's one growing right out of a crevice there. I've gotten into the ferns. You're stuck with it, especially the rock-loving ferns. They're just so interesting. Once you learning plant anatomy in of itself is already a challenge. Learning fern anatomy without flowers or cones is a whole other challenge. But once you kind of get the hang of it, you can really go off of, don't quote me, you can really go off of the just the general habitat a lot of times with them. You know, you learn some of the fern terms. It's not as difficult as you would think it is. You know, you get down there into the bryophytes though. Sometimes you gotta bust out a microscope to deal with that, and especially any sort of algae, but whatever. Right here is another rock, you know, cliff lover, loves this type of habitat. No emergent flowers on it yet, which I'm really surprised about because I'm pretty sure I caught this in bloom over here last year. This is Aquilegia canadensis. This is one of the Ranunculuses, one of the Thalictroideae. So meadow ruse are in the same subfamily. Buttercup family broadly. Beautiful red flowers on it. I'm going to see if I can actually go find one. And it's actually in the same family as a plant we'll go look at over in a second. The Marsh Marigold, of course, different subfamily, completely different floral morphology. And in fact, it has pretty different leaf morphology too. So I'm just thinking about that for the first time. And that is in Ranunculaceae. You get some of the poppies. There's some overlap. Some of the Papaveraceae kind of have a similar leaf thing going on. But no, that's definitely, I know, just because I've seen it over here, definitely one of the Columbines. And then this I've never seen over here. I think you've got a little, is this Colchicaceae or is this, no, this is one of the, shit, I can't remember what this is. I'll put it there. I just saw, or not Colchium, uvularia is what I thought this was, but I don't think it's actually uvularia. I think this is either Polygonatum, one of the Solomon seals as they're so called, or No, it wouldn't be a streptopus. I think it's a polygonatum. It's hard to tell at this stage because when they're coming out of bud, these really do look just like, you know, the uvularias. You know, I just know because the uvularia, as far as I remember, doesn't have that downy sort of pubescence. It could be. It could be. I'm not going to overthink it. I'll compare the two in bud. I can't tell you offhand right now. It isn't. I didn't come prepped to talk about that specific guy. Let's see if we can find maybe a Columbine in bloom or something, and then we'll go look at that marigold, quote unquote marigold. It's in the Buttercup family, and we'll get out of here. But actually, you know what? The fact that this is kind of growing out of a rock tells me this is probably polygonatum. If it was a uvularia, they like more of the bottom and have it. You'd expect to see a uvularia, you know, down behind us, down there near that water, but probably not growing right up out of the rock. You know, they like it just below, but this one's still kind of up in here. They like the more spongy soil. And I mean, these ones didn't bloom, but that's what they look like. Yeah, I'm going to go with polygonatum. I'll make up my mind there. Well, no Columbines in bloom over here, but we did manage to get up here. There's a nice patch of rock Polypodium virginianum right there. And kind of sketchy up here. Now that you're actually up here, you know, nice wetland down below. Wouldn't want to fall off that. But in any case, we'll look at a couple other things here, and we'll get up on out of here. You know, it's okay. I could put a little picture of what the inflorescence of that I never even gave you the scientific name. It's Aquilegia canadensis over there. You know, great plant. I should just put a short up about it this year. I already got a plant spotlight about it. But let's go see what's going on. We're gonna go down over here. We'll go see what's over there. Okay, we'll just wrap it up here. Let me know if you like the kind of quick and sloppy videos that I do from time to time. I'll keep doing them. It's no trouble. Just, you know, I don't really plan these out. There might not be as much, you know, interesting stuff in them as some of my more planned videos. But anyway, this is Caltha palustris. Actually, if you can believe it or not, already on its way out. This is, you know, this can get going as early as like late March, but they're, you know, on their way out now. Swelling, multicarpal ovary down there. The multicarpal ovaries, each one of those ovaries has its own little stigma. You know what I mean? That's a trademark of you know, of Ranunculaceae, many stamens. And of course, another thing you can use both to tell, you know, Ranunculaceae in general, but then also this lovely, you know, native plant from a kind of dreaded invasive, not Chelidonium majus, yes, but one that more closely resembles this Ficaria verna, which might be, I mean, almost indistinguishable to you, is the fact that you flip this thing over, no calyx. You won't find a single calyx on it. Why? Well, because this is in Ranunculaceae. These petals are actually the sepals. So what you're looking at from the top down there, what look like 5, can have more than 5. They can vary a bit. I think you can get like 4 to 7, maybe 4 to 9 rarely. Usually 5 or 6 are not petals at all. Those are just the sepals. Ficaria verna, you flip that over, you're going to have some green sepals. On the underside, you're going to have more petals. The petals are going to be in different shapes. And I mean, the flower doesn't typically have any sort of, you know, ridging texture out to the margins of the leaves. Rather smooth, even though they do look rather similar. Oh, a little sluggo hanging out on it. So these will grow right in the riparian habit coming up. That's all Onoclea sensibilis emerging. That's all skunk cabbage emerging. And where'd it go? You even have some other weird little ranunculus here too. I don't know. I don't know what species this is. I'll take pictures. I'll figure this one out. Maybe a recurvatus. I knew this one a while ago. Sluggo hanging out on this guy too. Yeah. I knew what this was, I think, at one point. I know it's a ranunculus, actually in the genus Ranunculus, but you know, pending further that's gonna pend further investigation, I think. So anyway, I was going to tool around for a minute and see if I could find, I mean, there used to be Erythema triphyllum just growing right here in this corner, but I haven't seen it. I saw it my first year that I was doing this and never saw it again. I don't know what's going on there. this is the exact habitat you should grow it in. It should be growing in, but you also got a ton of Aquilegia petiolata in here. You got a crap ton of garlic mustard, so maybe that's doing something to fuck with that. I don't know. See that right there? Those little white flowers? Yeah, this is a real fucking, I'm just yank it out. It's easy to yank out, at least. Just yank it out before it all goes to seed. It's edible. You can eat it. Aquilegia petiolata. Yank it out before it goes to seed. It's an annual. It doesn't come back. You know what I mean? Thank God. You can just yank the stuff, throw it in a black plastic trash bag, and let it bake in your driveway for a while. That stuff's a real pain in the ass because it's prolific, but thank God. Unless I'm dead wrong and I'm giving you really bad dope, I'm giving you like a really, really bad info here. It does not come back if you just yank it. So a lot of these invasive species, you can cut them. If you leave even just like a fraction, oh, it's really raining now. I got to get out of here. If you leave even a fraction of the plant in the ground, it'll shoot back up. Anyway, that's all I got. Let me know if you like these quicker, shorter. Like I wouldn't even say this is a short format video, just a sloppier one. It's been a while since I've come back here and done a little vid from where I used to kind of do a lot of them, but they weren't very good. Walking back in the rain. All right, you take it easy. Enjoy May, or I'll probably be after May by the time this comes out. Just generally enjoy yourself. That's all I ask you. Have a good one.